asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way we real well is being real myself. My life has seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Money, money, money. All you guys are like, oh, they're wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. Yo, it's the love of money that's wrong. You don't like money so much, why you get up and go to work? Yes, I do. Think about all the things that we're thinking of. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. It's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Mr. H Cortez.
Good morning, Black world, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my absolute best to bring practical, proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. It's truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to come to you live and direct from the Monetize My Life Academy studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Guys, if you have passions, if you have dreams, you have goals, you have aspirations, and you're trying to figure out how to turn some of those passions into income streams, Monetize My Life Academy wants to help you do just that. Go over to www.monetizemylifeacademy.com to learn more about the membership site and that we have over there that can help you transform your passion into profit. I mean, I'll give you a quick example, man. It wasn't until I learned some of the things that I learned that I was able to stop volunteering as a youth basketball coach, and then I opened my own business as a youth basketball coach and trainer. So I was doing something that I love, but I wasn't getting an income stream from it. And then I transformed that passion into an income stream via some of the things that I learned over at Monetize My Life Academy. So I'll be doing some training and some education over there. If you want to know the 3 free tools that I use to build my brand, go to click on the link above, and I will definitely share with you and pour into you for 90 minutes the 3 free tools that I use to build my brand. So click on that link, and that might help you get some things squared away. And then if you want some additional courses and things on how to really do that, then help, man. I just want to help you build your brand and help you take yourself to another level. Today's show is also brought to you by the Black Wealth Movement. If you are serious about building a legacy for your family and you need some strategies on how to get your money to work better, you need some strategies on how to increase your cash flow, you need some strategies on how to get out of debt, you need some strategies on investing, then we have a membership site, a membership of $35 a month that will teach you all of those things and more. So text the word Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. And let me just send you some information so you can see what it's all about. Maybe it's a good fit, maybe it's not. But that's for you to decide. But don't listen to us talk about the Black Wealth Movement and not at least fully investigate it. So today we're talking about it's Free Game Friday, so we'll recap today's shows. But before I get into that, let me let you know exactly who this show is for in case you're new to the show. This show is for risers and grinders only, man. If you're ready to get up, get out, and get something this morning, then this is your show. This show is for legacy builders, man. You got to be willing to sacrifice today so that you can have a better tomorrow. If that's you, this is your show. On the other hand, who is the show not for? If you're that type of person who got that weird relationship with money, this ain't your show. No, money isn't everything, but money has a proper place. And until you figure that proper place out for money in your life, then chances are you're repelling money away from you instead of attracting it to you. So if you've never seen a future billionaire before, I want you to take a screenshot, cheese, and not just of me, but look at all the people in the stream who are also on their way to building mega wealth. You might want to partner with some of these people and transform your finances as well. If you're checking us out on Periscope, go ahead and invite your followers, invite your friends, and tweet us out. If you're checking us out on YouTube, then do the same thing. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and then go ahead and copy the link to today's show and share it on your favorite social media timeline. And you guys on Facebook, go ahead and share. Let's get more people involved in the conversation this morning. Free Game Fridays is our show all about you the viewers to chime in with your questions, and I will do my best to respond with something that I know. If I don't know it, I'll research it. We'll table it to next Friday. I'll go and research it, or I may even just do have to do some research and do an entire show on that topic. So the way we do it is I love to give you a business shout out. So type the name of your business first and foremost, or your brand that you're building, then your question, and then I will go ahead and ask your question to the audience, and then I will answer it. And then sometimes those in the audience who have some experience in that will also answer your question as well. But before that, a couple announcements, guys. Talking Money in the Morning Live is listener supported entertainment, edutainment, as I like to say, or edutrainment. So how do you guys like the I Am Hustle t-shirts, right? On sale now in black with white letters, white with black letters, $15 plus $3 shipping. All you have to do is inbox me. I will get this up on the store on my website here in the next couple of days, but you inbox me and get your I Am Hustle t-shirt. See, for some people, hustle is what they do. For me, hustle is who I am. See, how you like that as a brand slogan, right? See, I'm ready to take this brand to a whole nother level, man. So that's kind of what it is that we're doing. So when you buy things like this from, it helps me keep the show going. It also helps me do other things in the community. Also, last announcement, then we'll get started. The Talking Money in the Morning live stream in 2 weeks is going exclusively to my fan page. If you haven't gone over to my business page, Financial Health Mentor, I will stop streaming the show on my personal page and start streaming the show exclusively on my fan page. So if you haven't gotten around to it, go over to facebook.com/Financial Health Mentor and like the page so that you get notifications when we start streaming the show live from over there. Now, we will still come live to Periscope and YouTube, but on Facebook, we will be going live exclusively from my fan page, and I won't be sharing it to my personal profile, so you have to go over there to watch that show. All right, so I'm going to be recapping today's show. If you guys got enough questions, I don't recap at all, but if you don't have questions, then I'll jump into some recap. I thought I saw a question already early on. Let me just make sure or double check. And sometimes you have to ask your questions twice. Sometimes the feed goes faster than I can keep up with. And just bear with me, bear with me. Praise the Lord. Good morning, Brother Cortez. I have shared your Facebook Live. Appreciate it. Yolanda says she loves our Facebook Live series. Thank you for that, Yolanda. It really means something to me. I know that you guys are getting value out of what I'm doing, and it keeps me going and keeps me motivated. So I appreciate that. It says, can you explain the difference between Black Wealth Movement and the 1,000 families? There really is no difference. We just switched up the branding. And now the focus is on 1,000 Black families versus 1,000 families in general. The Black Wealth Movement and Project 1,000 is the same. We just switched up the branding because we feel that Black people are in the worst economic condition on the planet. So we are reaching out to grab them first and foremost. It's just a slight shift in branding, but the philosophies, the principles, the people behind it, the company behind it, all of that's the same. So we're still looking to this year, we're at about 300. We're trying to get to 1,000 Black families on the path to building financial stability. So yeah, just a shift in branding, Monica, not so much anything else. You know, the Project 1,000, and not to say that if you're not Black, you can't join the movement. It's just that we are targeting specifically our brothers and sisters to help them financially first and foremost. All right, Keep On Pushing Enterprises is in the building. Appreciate it. Is an additional website other than my econ necessary for more traffic? Thanks for your time. Yes, the way I teach anybody how to build any brand, especially if you're dealing with a network marketing company, is you brand yourself. So yes, my econ gives you a wonderful website with all the products and services built in. You're sending people to that website. You're sending them people to that brand. What I do is I send people to my website, my Financial Health Mentor website, and I brand me, and then I list all of those products and services through my website that they can click on and go through to and purchase them from my ecom website. So I teach people 3 primary tools that I use for branding: is my own a weekly website, my own YouTube channel, and Facebook. Those are all 3 free platforms. So I teach that if you're going to build a network marketing, affiliate marketing company, that's cool, but brand yourself along the way. So that's what I would recommend, Sheldon. If you need help with that, just let me know, brother, and I got you. Anybody else? And that is from Keep On Pushing Enterprises. And I love that. That's a play on a word that's analogy. COPE. It's KOPE, which stands for Keep On Pushing. And really, that is how you cope. One of the ways that you cope is by keep on pushing. So until you guys can pop some more questions in, let me recap this week's shows. Yesterday, we did My Brother's Keeper Speaker Series with Prince Dykes. If you are serious about learning investing and you're not connected to the Investor Show, brother puts it down, man. Brother really puts it down and teaching you the ins and outs of investing from all facets. He's also the author of the children's book series, Wesley Learns. The first book in that series is Wesley Learns to Invest. And then the second book in that series is Wesley Learns About Credit. If you go to www.wesleylearns.toinvest.com. On YouTube, on Periscope, no, I am not an investor, more of a financial educator. I can teach you how investments work, but an investor is licensed and has the ability to actually give you advice on what to do with your money. That's not me. I wouldn't want that responsibility of telling you what to do with your money. But I can teach you how investments work. I can teach you that if you are investing, you want to look for long-term investments that are paying out at least 8% rate of return or better. And the reason we say 8% as a benchmark, because there's 2 things you always have to account for when you're dealing with long-term investments, and that is taxes and inflation, and taxes come first, right? So a lot of times when we are preparing for our retirement future, we will say, hey, I want $10,000 a month coming in for my retirement when I reach 65. Well, guess what? I'm 43 now. 65 is 22 years from now for me. If I get $10,000 coming from my investments 20 years from now, guess what? That $10,000 is only going to be worth $5,000 because I have to account for inflation. I also have to account for taxes. So the cost of living doubles every 18 to 24 years. So by the time I'm 65, that $10,000 will only be worth $5,000. Will I have the lifestyle that I want to live? Chances are, if I want a $10,000 a month income to give me a $10,000 a month lifestyle, then I have to literally prepare myself to get a $20,000 a month return on my investments by the time I retire to live the same $10,000 lifestyle that I would have here. Yeah, if you want to go to highreturns.financialhealthmentor.com, highreturns.financialhealthmentor.com. I have a video that I put out that teaches about getting double-digit returns from that. Good morning. How can you invest without a big startup? If you want high returns, you can't. So I got a question on Periscope. Are you building a brand? Give me the name of your brand, a company that you represent, so I can give you a business shout out from Periscope. She says, or he says, how do you invest or invest without a big startup? If you want great returns, it's almost impossible. Because most of the places that we know to go and get double-digit rates of return on your money, you have to come to the table with $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 sometimes to start those types of accounts. So what I would recommend is that you go ahead and put your money into something that's getting a lower return, so that you can save up that $3,000 and then transfer that $3,000 to an account that's going to get better results, better returns, right? So that was yesterday's show on Wednesday show, I rebroadcast the show that I did with my personal testimony, how to be an overcomer, or I think I originally titled it as how to get through what you're going through. And really, you know, that's one that I kind of share every 3 or 4 months, just to let people in on who I am. And I think it gives people, when they hear that, I think it gives people a clearer picture of my motive, right? Because when you get on a platform like this and you talk about money 24/7, it's crazy. So you are saying that to get the higher returns, you have to have 3,000 to 5,000 to start most of those investment funds. If you go to T. Rowe Price, Fidelity, Vanguard, places like that, they have double-digit rates of returns available for you all the time. But to start a fund with them, it's usually, I think the lowest I've seen is like 2,500 bucks. Now, you can go to a broker sometimes, Edward Jones or someone like that, and they could probably get you a decent return. But a lot of times, because they are middlemen brokers, they will charge heavy fees that can kind of eat up some of those high returns that they can get you. But at least you're getting better returns. So if you want to park some money there, let it grow to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and then transfer it to a Fidelity or something like that, then that is also an option, right? So give me the name of the company or brand that you're building, and go ahead and ask your questions. So like I was saying, I shared that to give you an insight to who I am and where I've come from, so that hopefully you get from that my intentions and my motives are pure. And yes, I want to build wealth and build a legacy for my family, but also at the heart of everything I do is the Black community. But the fact remains that while we had to fight a lot of different wars on a lot of different fronts, what most Black people don't understand, who are marching and protesting and going after the government and bashing this and bashing that and starting all these think tanks, at the end of the day, what you have to understand is that all wars are financed. All wars are financed. And I want to put myself in position to be one of those guys that can write some of those checks to help finance those wars. I'll give you an example, and this is no shade against Bill Gates and the Gates Foundation, right? But you know that Bill Gates is on the record publicly saying that he is against this overcrowded world, and he is for population control. So Bill Gates and the Gates Foundation, they have a war, and they're fighting against population control, right? They are fighting against population control. He is worth $100 billion. He can write some big checks to help fight that war to control the population. Part of the population that he wants to control is brothers and sisters that look like me. So I want to position myself to be able to write some big checks to fight in that war against population control. That's just where I am and where my head is. So you have to remember that all wars are financed, and somebody has to be willing to write a check. That's what the Black Wealth Movement is all about. The Black Wealth Movement in 12 to 18 months can put you in a solid place financially for you and your family. Get some things going in your portfolio so that your family is going to be straight. But once we get your family straight, we want you to then start looking at our community and figure out how we can come together collectively with that which runneth over. See, we don't bless people with that which is in our cup. I'm gonna say it again. We don't bless people with that which is in our cup. That which is in the cup is for me. That is my resources to take care of me and my family. But when my cup runs over, then the overflow is what we bless people with, right? Some of us are struggling because we keep taking our resources that is meant for us, and we're trying to be a blessing to other people instead of letting our resources first overflow, and then you bless them with the overflow. So that's what the Black Wealth Movement is all about, helping individual families. We like to say that we're rebuilding the Black community one family at a time. Help individual families get their financial education so they can get themselves on a solid financial footing, and then we can move to the next level to come together collectively and help do that as well. We need more black financial advisors so we can educate our people. That's what the Black Wealth Movement is. So potentially, sounds like you'd be a good candidate to join our movement. We will teach you the wealth building principles and strategies that we learn so that you can get your money right. But then we will also pay you to go out and teach other people. So the Black Wealth Movement, you will have your own financial education franchise where, yes, you're going to use the strategies yourself to get your money right. But then you're right, we need more educators to get out there and start teaching people how money really works, right? So Future Leaders LLC, my goal is financial empowerment to those returning from prison through entrepreneurship, having issues with how to brand that. I think a brand like that would have to be, so Future Leaders LLC, what is your tagline, Monica? If you don't have one, then you need to get one, because just right off the bat, you are already a financial advisor and licensed. Okay, good. Go to send me a direct message here on Periscope, Twitter, but go to financialhealthmentor.com. 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 You'll be able to opt in to my list, and you'll go to our Black Wealth Movement presentation, and then you can email me from there, or you can give me a call, 314-874-6887. 874-6887. It says consultant to the stars is the tagline. See, and don't take this the wrong way, Monica, but Future Leaders LLC, consultant to the stars, says nothing about nothing about a re-entry program. It says nothing about what your real mission is. So my brand is Financial Health Mentor. My other brand is Monetize My Life Academy. You think about those brands, just in the name themselves, they're intriguing, but they also speak to what I do. So Future Leaders LLC, consultant to the stars, doesn't necessarily say what you do, right? It doesn't necessarily say that you're helping to empower those returning from prison through entrepreneurship. So either you rebrand altogether, or maybe switch up the tagline a little bit to speak specifically to to what it is that you're doing. Future Leaders LLC. I don't know. Somebody help her with a tagline that says that she's empowering your re-entry to mainstream society, right? Future Leaders LLC, empowering your re-entry to mainstream society. That more speaks to, okay, future leaders. Some of our future leaders could be coming from prison. Think about Malcolm X, right? From prison. Think about some other guys who have gone through that channel, but now are doing some amazing things, right? So either rebrand altogether, or maybe switch up your tagline so people know right off the bat when they say Future Leaders LLC with your tagline, they know exactly what it is that you do, and they will connect with you. The other thing that I will tell any and everybody about building a brand, the reason you see me on video are from the pit to power, right? So on Periscope, we got from the pit to power as a tagline, right? Something that speaks to what you're doing with these brothers and sisters that are coming out of prison. And I think entrepreneurship is the only way to go for a lot of them, because a degree in prison if you got a felony, you've been in prison because you got felonies. When they ask that question, do you have a felony on your record? They say that's not supposed to be able to keep people from hiring you, but that's a load of bull. Go into check out Michelle Alexander's work on the new Jim Crow. Michelle Alexander's work on the new Jim Crow. This is another sister who's doing something similar. I haven't gotten to this book yet, but my good friend Ariel blessed me with this. This is another one by Christy M. Griffin, right? And this is Incarcerations in Black and White, of what's really going on. So Michelle Alexander has been fighting this fight for a while. Her book, The New Jim Crow, talks about how they use your former record against you, and basically to keep us in a Jim Crow state. So, and this one, I believe this is along the similar lines because she's quoted. As soon as I opened it, the first thing I saw in one of the chapters is her quoting Michelle Alexander. Yes, it's a life sentence. Exactly. But of course, there's fix your family first, then others who want to be free. Exactly. From incarceration to income. That's another good tagline. Right? From incarceration to income. You know, there's another brother who has a brand. I've got to get his book too. I can't think of his name, but his brand is From the Block to the Boardroom. Because he did that whole street thing, did his time, and then came out and got right into entrepreneurship. Now he runs his own company. So from the block to the boardroom, things like that can help these young brothers see your brand and say instantly, this is somebody I need to connect with because I'm not trying to go back to the streets, right? Good stuff. I appreciate that, Periscope. Give me your name on Periscope. It's hard for me to see on Periscope sometimes, and the comments disappear so quickly, right? Welcome to the mainstream. It's another good one. All right, good. Yes, it's a life sentence. Yes, great woman, great book. Yes, Michelle Alexander is the truth. I haven't read the book, I'll be honest, but I watched some of her lectures. Elaine, I watched some of her lectures, and yeah, her TED Talk and some of the other stuff that she's got going on YouTube and stuff, man. Yeah, powerful stuff. No questions. If you guys don't have questions, I'll just keep recapping. So I told my story on Wednesday. On Tuesday, we did how to get unstuck. How to get unstuck. From prison to prosperity, another good tagline. How to get unstuck. Right? From 3 hots in a cot to now I got a lot. Right. So you got to speak specifically to what it is you're doing. How to get unstuck. We talked about 5 ways to get unstuck. We talked about some things that you recognize when you're feeling stuck. But how to get unstuck, we talked about number 1, first you have to be stuck. Right? Now, what I mean by that is when we're feeling stuck, sometimes the last thing that we do is want to admit that we're stuck. When we're feeling stuck, sometimes the last thing we want to do is admit that we're stuck. But that's the first thing you have to do is admit why you're stuck, admit to yourself or analyze why you're stuck, and then start to determine how you got stuck so that you can fix the root cause of you getting stuck. Number 2, another good way to feel when you're feeling stuck to get unstuck, go learn something new. Go to some of those passions that you had when you were a child and said, man, I've always wanted to be an electrical engineer. Let me go take a class on that. Oh, I've always wanted to learn how to sew. Let me go take a class on that. And sometimes that breaks you out of your rut of feeling stuck, right? Change your routine. If you've been doing the same thing every morning for 20 years, I bet like heck you stuck. Right? Change your routine. Change your routine. If you get up and have a cup of coffee every morning, how about you get up and go for a walk first and then come back and have your cup of coffee? I don't know. Change things up a little bit. If you're trying to get unstuck, sometimes you're stuck in the mundane routine that you've been in for the last 5 years, 10 years, whatever, right? The other one, number 4, was to get still, right? Sometimes being stuck, well, all the time being stuck, that feeling like you're stuck, is you fighting change. Most of the time you feel stuck because you know it's time for you to make a change and you're fighting it. So number 4 is to get still so you can hear that little voice inside loud and clear who's screaming to you, it's time to change, it's time to change, but you're trying to drown it out. Get still and listen to it. So not only do you realize it's time to change, but you also start to think about why it's time to change and how the change is going to benefit. That little voice is designed to guide you, right? And then number 5, change your environment. Change your environment. If you go hang out with the same people every week, go hang out with some different people. If you go downtown and hang out every week, start going to hang out uptown. If you go to the east side every week, start going to hang out on the west side. I don't know, change your environment to get yourself from being and feeling stuck, right? So that was Tuesday's show. Max Sanders is building on my econ business. Good. I need a good tagline. I need a good tagline. So, Matt, you know, my econ has 5 core wealth building principles. 5. Are you focused on any one of the 5? See, like my girl Molisha, she's focused on debt elimination. So her tagline is from debt to set, right? So the 5 pillars that we build on is entrepreneurship, tax minimization, debt elimination, credit education, and asset accumulation. So your tagline, if you're picking one of those 5, your tagline should speak to the one that you're really most intrigued with, the one that you really want to build your brand around, right? Now we know you can teach all of those things. So I build mine around the entrepreneurial piece. That's why I say you can get your own financial education franchise with me, because it speaks to people who want their own business. That's what I focus on. I believe entrepreneurship is a new retirement plan. I believe everybody should have their own business, even if they're working a good, cushy corporate job. You should have your own business on the side, because your own business on the side helps you minimize your taxes from that good, cushy job. Because I know people who are making 6 figures. If you make 100,000, you're only gonna bring home 65 when Uncle Sam gets finished with you. If you're making 100,000 on your job, you're only bringing home 65 when Uncle Sam gets through with you. But if you have a home-based business and you working a side hustle and you making that same 6 figures, then you can minimize your taxes so that you don't give Uncle Sam that whole 35,000. He's still gonna get you for about 15, but at least you got 85 to work with instead of 65. Huh? Who's teaching you how to get yourself a $20,000 a year raise if you're making 6 figures? Me. That's who. That's who. Through your own financial education franchise, right? So Max says debt elimination is what he's focused on. So debt elimination is where you focus on. So now your tagline, now that you have that focus, your tagline can be more specific around debt elimination. Right? Stop drowning in debt, right? Debt elimination. So you think about what people are going through as they're dealing with debt. So you also need a name for your brand. What's the name of your brand? See, your brand can't be my econ. That's their brand. Your brand has to be your brand. Then a tagline. Your brand has to be your brand, then a tagline. Right. So put the shovel down. Right. Shelton says, put the shovel down. Shelton says, get on the other side of interest, which is a good one, because when you're drowning in debt, you're paying interest, but you're not earning any interest. You're paying interest, but you're not earning interest. Right. See, people think that interest is a bad thing. Yeah, 18% is a bad thing if you're paying 18% on your car loan. 18% is a good thing if you're earning 18% on your investments. Huh? 18% is a good thing if you're earning 18, because at 18%, that means your money will double like every 4 or 5 years or something, according to the rule of 72. Yeah, we want 18% when we're earning it. We don't want 18% when it's on a credit card or a car loan or whatever. So get on the right side of debt. Put the shovel down. You dug yourself in a hole, stop digging. Right? So you need a name of your brand first, and then a tagline in between the two. When I read, so when I say I'm the financial health mentor to the Black community, then what does that say to you? That's my brand. My tagline is to the Black community who I'm speaking to directly. So that tells you a lot about me just in the name of the brand, financial health mentor. I want to mentor people on their financial health, but to the Black community speaks to my target audience, right? Practical, proven wealth building solutions for working men and women. That's another tagline that I often use, right? So that's how you start thinking about your brand, then you add your tagline. But think about who it is that you're trying to reach. Points, you reverse engineer that and say what would speak directly to those people. If this person with this problem of drowning in debt, if they heard this name, this tagline, that will instantly make them think about their pain and my potential and my ability to help them solve, or my potential to have a solution for that pain, right? So on Monday, yes, financial fitness coach. What tagline would I use? Shape up your finances. If that's the name of your brand, see, I would have to know the name of your brand first, and then we can come up with a tagline. But if your name, the name of your brand is financial fitness something, shape up your finances. Let me whip your finances into shape, right? Something like that. That would go with a brand that says financial fitness, whipping your finances into shape in 6 months or less, right? Cutting the fat. That's the name of the brand, financial fitness coach. Yeah, so financial fitness coach, trimming the fat from your finances, right? Something like that. Make it cool, make it fun, make it unique, make it memorable, right? So yeah, trimming the fat, whipping your finances into shape. You know, get off the financial treadmill. You know, people are on that thing and they're just running, and their finances just they stay in the same position. So all of that kind of stuff. Climbing out of the well. Yeah, that's a good one, Matt. That's a good one, right? Get your weight up. Get your financial weight up. Yep. So like I offer a proven solution to debt-free relief. Yeah, exactly. A proven solution to debt relief. Yeah, good. So on Monday's show was why you should take your talents to the internet. Talent to the internet, man. You should already know why, but we listed a few things on taking your talent to the internet. Like LeBron James took his talent to South Beach to get him a couple rings. You should take your talent to the internet and get you a few championship rings too. Take your talent to the internet and get you a few championship rings. Why? Cost effective, right? You can go open a brick and mortar store and that looks all good and all prestigious, and maybe people take you a little bit more serious because you have a brick and mortar store. But is that cost effective in today's information age, in today's technological age? Not really cost effective, right? Your reach. Whenever you have a business that operates from a brick and mortar store, sometimes people see you as a local business, right? Online, people know that you have a global reach. That I mean, I do business all over the world now. I just had somebody from South Africa reach out to me last week, wanting to know more about the Black Wealth Movement and what we can do to help them internationally, right? So we'll go over some more of these, but I have another question. How about people who are concerned about their retirement, right? How about people who are concerned about their retirement? Sheila, give me the name of your brand. Give me the name of your brand, so I can get that. Giovanni, ask your question one more time for me because it's gotten lost. I apologize. How about people who are concerned about retirement? You know what? I like something that's a little controversial for that. You know, what if your golden years aren't so golden? Because we've been sold on working these 40 years and trusting that in 40 years from now, we're going to be all right. And when we get 40 years later, it turns out that we didn't save nearly enough, prepared as we should have been. But all we kept hearing is the golden years is going to get greater later. And nobody is telling us in order for it to get greater later, we got to sacrifice now. So I like something like that. Financial lifestyle. Let's see. Financial lifestyle strategist. Yeah, I like that. Are you on Facebook? Yes, Cortez Springer on Facebook. And I'm streaming live on that profile. Cortez Springer on Facebook. Financial Health Mentor is the business page. Financial Health Mentor is the YouTube channel. Yep. So financial lifestyle strategist, really preparing you for those golden years, right? With really in quotation marks, right? Because people who are saying they're preparing for the golden years, they're not really preparing. They've got a 401k, but they're putting 1% of their salary in it, right? So that would be something that I would kind of play around with. Financial lifestyle strategist, really preparing you for your golden years. And because that's your target demographic, then or making retirement less scary, something like that. People are scared of retirement, so that's something else that you can play on. Sheila, have you heard of stash investing? If so, thoughts. Also, where do you go to for the brokerage accounts? Can you explain that? Stash investing, I've heard a little bit about it, a lot, but yes, it's basically just taking little small amounts of money and just stashing it into something that's going to grow for you. Your brokerage accounts, I use Options Express, which is a Charles Schwab product, but you can go anywhere and get a brokerage account for free. I teach everybody that you should have 3 accounts. You should have a checking, savings, and a brokerage account. Your brokerage account is what gives you access to the market without necessarily having to go through a financial advisor or a planner. You can have your brokerage account and they access the market for you. Or in other words, when you want to buy stock, if you're not a qualified investor, then you can't just go do that on your own. You have to do that through a brokerage account, right? So they represent you and they will buy the stock and sell it to you based on some questions that you have to answer for them. So Options Express, but Ameritrade, all of those people you can have an account with. Facebook name Cortez Springer. Springer like Jerry Springer, no relation. Cortez Springer, C-O-R-T-E-Z. It's the same as the profile on Periscope too. Yeah, Cortez Springer. So, but yes, I think any type of investing is good. If you're getting in a habit of stashing $5 a day, $3 a day, $15 a week, and that just becomes your habit, you will ultimately start to build some wealth. So yes, that is definitely a good thing. But yeah, the brokerage accounts, you're not investing when you open a brokerage account. That just gives you access to the investment. So when I say if you're not ready to invest and you're still learning investment strategies, open your brokerage account. Every time you get paid, transfer some money to that brokerage account, whether it's $20, $50, $100, whatever. Just transfer the money in there. It's going to sit there until you're ready to pull the trigger on a particular investment. Right? That's kind of how I would do it, and just get yourself in the habit of moving money towards investing. Not quite investing yet, but at least you're getting in the habit of every time I get paid, I'm transferring some money into a brokerage account so that I can buy my first share of stock. So I can start looking at IRAs or mutual funds or ETFs or whatever, right? Rover Financial Gains. focus more on investing. So Rover Financial Gains focus more on investments. Helping you get off your assets to build assets, right? I like getting off your assets. Get off your assets and start investing, right? Something like that. If your focus is investments, then you can talk about capital gains. You can play on capital gains if you're using gains in your title. Free up the capital for major gains, right? Because you're kind of doing what we're doing. You can help people get their cash flow right. Free up your capital for major gains, right? That's what you help people do. So I like that. That is cool. Rover Financial Gains. Yeah, asset accumulation specialist, you know, whatever. So something to that effect. But yeah, definitely. Damon Hill, binary options. What have you heard? What do you think? I haven't heard anything, Damon. And just so you guys know, let me tell you where I am with my journey for investing. I've been taught by a $600 million guy that my primary investment should be my business. So I don't own a lot of paper investments. Yes, Elaine, definitely. Yeah, anytime. I think we should catch up. I think there is some synergy and alignment with what we're doing. What I do is mentally and financially prepare people to go to you or people like you to buy their assets. But they got to be mentally prepared and financially prepared. That's what we do. If we had you on the team, then you would actually be able to serve. We have 300 and something members in our network that are going through a process of getting their money right so they can eventually start investing. So you could potentially serve them. No games, just gains. I like that. No games. So you hear that, Tawana? No games, just gains. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. So Damon, I'm not familiar with, but all of my money, energy, and effort is going into my business right now. You guys hear me give this example all the time. Bob Johnson of BET took $15,000 because he did not invest it in the market. He invested into a business, a private equity company, an enterprise that he built. He turned $15,000 to over $2 billion in like 25, 26 years. So for me, all of my investment capital goes into my own brand. I am Central. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, Central Time. All of my investment capital goes into my brand. And then the brand will generate excess capital, and I will take the capital from this brand and start buying assets. But for me, I like to build assets versus buying assets first, because the name of the game is cash, asset, cash, where however you look at it. So I have cash that I took from my job. I started to build an asset. I invested to building an asset. Yes, I will accept. So I started building an asset that's going to bring me more cash. Then I will later buy assets with the cash. Right? So that's my philosophy personally. Is there anything wrong with buying paper assets? No, nothing wrong with that. But all of my capital is being flooded into my business right now. That's what I'm doing right now. And as my business becomes more profitable, then I will take the excess from my business and then I will buy assets, precious metals, collectibles, other businesses, and paper assets, and that sort of thing. Real estate, definitely going that route, right? So that's kind of my whole philosophy about this thing. Robin Hood is good, is a good one also. Yep. Let's see. And gain a little interest. Yep. Johnson Family Legacy. I'm focused on credit building. What do you think about that name? I love that. I love that. Johnson Family Legacy. I love that. And you know what? My favorite tagline about credit is cash is king, but credit rules the kingdom. Cash is king, but credit rules the kingdom. So you can have that. You can borrow that, Mona. So it could be Johnson family legacy. Cash is king, but credit rules the kingdom. When I see that, I specifically know that you're talking about credit. I know that. Okay, so let me see what she has to say about credit, right? Family legacies, credit. Johnson family legacy. You down with OPM? Other people's money, using credit to build a legacy, right? No gains, just gains. Yep, cool. Foreign exchange trade. Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, Damon, foreign exchange trading has been around forever. Ever since currency was first introduced to civilization, people have been trading currency via foreign exchange trading. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But again, me personally, Bill, so for instance, I'll just give you an example with what I do with my financial franchise. I can take $35, invest that into somebody to help them start their own financial education franchise. They can grow that franchise, and that $35 investment can make me millions of dollars from that one franchise. And then I just leverage that one franchise, right? So there's nothing wrong with investing in any of these other vehicles. It's just personal preference. And for me, my personal preference is I'm going the Bob Johnson route. I'm going to build me a $1 billion enterprise, a $1 billion holding company that has 4 main pillars underneath it. Pillar number one, yes, I do have my econ franchise. That is what I build. That is my primary source of income. So pillar number one is going to be media. Pillar number 2 is going to be good. I love it. Pillar number 2 is going to be real estate. Pillar number 3 will be paper assets. And then I haven't really decided what pillar number 4 is going to be, but I know I'm going to have a huge media conglomerate. I know I'm going to own more real estate than probably the 90% of people on the planet when it's all said and done. And I know that I will eventually take the revenue from these companies and start buying paper assets and stock trading and all that kind of stuff. But that's just me, Damon. But yeah, if you're into foreign exchange trading, learn everything that you can about it. But also remember this, man. There's more in what you do, more in what you know than what you do. Once you learn that really well, start teaching that. I ain't paying attention to you. Let's not get it twisted. Just ask questions. Oh no, it's all good. It's all good, Damon. I know we connected, brother. You ought to come out tomorrow, man. You know we're doing a workshop tomorrow at Covenant for Life Church, man. Yeah, I have not named my econ business. I focus on entrepreneurship. So yeah, if you're focusing on entrepreneurship, then I would probably use my good buddy Marquell Russell calls himself the entrepreneur's entrepreneur, right? That's his tagline, right? So yeah, something business coach, something along the lines of entrepreneur. My girl Yvette Best, from employee to boss, right? From employee to boss. Those are some of the things that you do with this business, is you help people transition from employees to boss, right? Why entrepreneurship, right? The tech boss lady is Mojo. So yeah, we got a lot of those things, man. All right, let's see. Holdings, yes. No problem. It says, but investing is part of this franchise. Yes, investing is definitely a part. But you have to have you have to have let's see. What did you say, Damon? Holding address. Have to have a primary focus, Tawana. So even though you have gains and all that kind of stuff, you have to have a primary focus, and then you can also have these as subcategories. So my primary focus is business. Let me help you explode your brand, right? Any business. Then let me help you, if you're in the financial education space, let me help you specifically explode that brand. Oh, 7200 West Florissant, right between Lucas and Hunt and Jennings Station Road, Covenant for Life Church. 7200 West Florissant, right there in Jennings. So you explode, you know, you have one brand, one primary focus, but then all of these things can be synergistically aligned. So business for me, entrepreneurship is my focus, but the reason I'm focused on entrepreneurship is for the financials. And then as part of financials and business, then you have to understand branding. You have to understand marketing. You have to understand targeting and all of that kind of stuff. You want to come get my sugar? All right, babe. Have a good one. You have to understand branding. You have to understand marketing. So those are subcategories from my primary focus. My primary focus is entrepreneurship. And then you can see I can build other businesses that are synergistically aligned underneath my primary focus without straying too far to the left or too far to the right. Right? Right, tracking? This is good stuff, man. This is good stuff. I love when you guys engage. Any more questions before we get out? Any more questions before we get out of here? If you have none, then that's cool. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, hanging in. Elaine, if you're still on Periscope, go ahead and jump over, shoot me a friend request. Let's get connected. Because even as a financial advisor, I don't know what you're doing from a branding and marketing standpoint. I literally generate about 50 leads a day for my financial education franchise. So I teach lead generation, I teach marketing, I teach advertising and branding and all of that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of ways that we can partner and help one another. You obviously are licensed, so you can help me understand investments a little bit better. I can help you understand cash flow management and how we use the tax minimization strategies and all that kind of stuff. Man, you just got to get there. How do we get you as a coach? There's two ways to partner with me. There's two ways to partner with me. As a financial coach, that is through the Black Wealth Movement, $35 a month. As a business coach, that is through Monetize My Life Academy, which is $97 a month. So those are the two ways. So if you're already building a My Econ business and you want me to help you because you're on somebody else's team, then you need to enroll in Monetize My Life Academy, $97 a month, and I can help you better brand your My Econ business. If you're not in My Econ, you want me to help you build a financial education franchise, join the Black Wealth Movement. That's my Econ arm. I can help you with a lot of things. You get a lot of branding and marketing coaching there because you're on my team. But if you're serious about building other brands in addition to My Econ, then you might want to do both. Join the Black Wealth Movement and Monetize My Life Academy. Any other questions? Questions, questions, questions. You know, I can do this all day. No, I can't because I got work to do. But I got a few more minutes if you guys got questions. I got a few more minutes if you guys got questions. So just let me recap. Who wants the first I Am Hustle t-shirt? Huh? I'm not legend, I am hustle. See, for some of y'all, hustle is what y'all do. For me, hustle is what I am. See, that's a nice little tagline slogan, right? Can you see that on a commercial? For some of y'all, hustle is what y'all do. But for me, hustle is who I am. So yeah, it's all about branding, it's all about marketing and all that stuff. It says so I do love the black one. Yeah, so I got them in two colors right now. I've got the black with the white letters and I got the white with the black letters, but y'all already know all the colors are coming. All the colors are coming. I just had somebody mock these up for me and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna support these and promote them. But yeah, all the colors are coming, man. I've got some killer colors with some that's gonna go on some different color t-shirts. is going to be killer. So I'm gonna start building up that that catalog over the next couple of weeks. But right now, somebody got to be the first to buy one. Huh? Thanks for helping build our Susu. It is flourishing. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know and I'm gonna jump back in. I'm gonna jump back in because I love that we were able to. I was one of the first members of a Susu economics program on Facebook where a bunch of people got together and started putting in money into a small bank that we started lending to each other. And we broke the thought process that Black people can't trust each other. Not only were we Black people, we were Black people from all over the country, and nobody knew nothing about the woman who started it. She just said, hey, we're gonna start it, and we're just gonna do this honor system, we're gonna trust, and everybody put $22 in every month. And when your cycle came, you were able to borrow that $22. You kept putting your $22 in until you paid that $22 back, and we started small. So now it's still growing. So yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Any other questions before we jet out? It's 10 after, so I know we normally end at 9, but this is good. I will buy one from you, then you can buy one of mine. Yes, for Think About It Radio. Of course I can dig it. Of course I can dig it. Before we get out. We did that thing, Tawana, and it's still going right now. It's still going right now, and that was 2 years ago, right, Monica? How long has it been? I think it's 2 years old, and it's still going. And Monica can give the stats. I don't know how many people we've lent to and how many thousands of dollars. Are you top or B, please? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Periscope. Yeah, we worked it out. We worked it out, and I mean it's one of those things where at some point, man, a think tank is cool, but we got to get to some do tanks around here, man. Right? Some of us been sitting in think tanks for years. Some of us have been sitting in think tanks for years and haven't done a doggone thing. Time to get out the think tank and hop into the do tank. That's what the Black Wealth Movement is all about. People who are actually doing. So if there's no more questions, we're going to jump out. If there's no more questions, we're going to jump out of the stream and we're going to end it today. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I am H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community. Until I talk to you guys next week, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. And remember, go to Financial Health Mentor fan page and like the page because we will start streaming exclusively on Facebook from that page instead of my personal profile. You guys have a blessed weekend, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace out, y'all.